in front of you on this evening. Look, Shay, listen, she said she's going to be the first, lead agent. And I know that for sure. That is definitely the truth. Right. And so, look, I'm going to share with y'all a little bit about me and how I got started in the company. She kind of told y'all a little bit, right? My husband and I met in college, and he was, he was part-time college student, part-time doing the business. And so he put on an event actually at our college. This was, I had already graduated. I came back, he's just a little bit younger than me, right? But I came back to visit, and he had put on an event. And so when I went to this event, like Shay said, I saw a young African-American woman in the front of the room. I was like, okay, she looks like me. Then she started talking about how she did the business. And she talked about the fact that she had one of these rings right here, right? She had one of these rings, and this ring, she said, that's because I make $100,000 a year. And I was like, wait a minute, I just graduated college. My advisor didn't tell me nothing about making 100 grand a year or doing anything. They tried to get me on my path in biology, starting out at the lower level, working in clinics. And I was like, nobody talked to me about this. But when I saw her, it just raised my belief level for me to believe, oh my God, is little Black girls out here making hundreds of thousands of dollars? Like, I want to do that, right? And so that's how I came into the business. And so fast forward a little bit, my husband and I, we ended up some kind of way, we got pregnant. Y'all don't ask me how it happened. It still behooves me to this day, but some happened, right? And we got pregnant with our first child. And so we said, okay, well, we're going to go to Memphis, right? Because we were contemplating moving to Maryland. And he said, okay, I'm going to move there. So what we did was, he said that, look, I got to make sure you get your license, because I think that we could build a business here. But I was like, okay, I'll do that, because I was willing to help, and I was willing to, see what it was all about. But then I started my career in teaching and coaching, because that's what I wanted to do. Okay. I was a basketball player all throughout high school, throughout college. That's how we ended up meeting on a basketball court. I mean, go figure. We met in the gym, right? My husband and I. But we moved back to Memphis. I started teaching and coaching. However, I always had my license with this company, right? And so what I said was, I told him, I was like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this license to make extra money. Now, I don't know if any of y'all are teachers, if you ever been a teacher, if I don't know, but y'all know how the paychecks work with teaching sometimes, right? I don't know if you really know, but trust me. I was like, so a lot of times teachers had second jobs, and they did after school tutoring or did, some other things so that they could have some extra income come in. But I told him, I said, listen, I'm not going to get another job. I'm not going to get another job. I am going to use this license, right? In the summertime, I'm never going to teach summer school. I ain't never about to stay after school for no after school tutoring. You're not about to catch me doing none of that, right? So what I did was, in my spare time, I was able to use this license and make some part-time money. And then over the summer, it was extra great, because y'all know teachers, this is why we love teaching, right? We out of school for the summer, but we still getting paid. However, I was using my license, and over those couple of months that we were out of school, I would make about $6,000 or $7,000 using this license in my spare time, right? And so pretty soon, though, what started to happen was the paychecks were staying here, but my goals and dreams started moving up here, right? And pretty soon, the two did not match. And so I was like, man, I got to do something different. I love the part-time money that I'm making, but in 2015, I made a decision, right? I made a decision. I sat down and I told my husband, see, I had been flirting with not going back to teaching and coaching for a few years. So he didn't believe me. I had been flirting with it because I was like, listen, they said we're not going to get any more pay raises. They said that what I'm making right now is all I am going to make, right? And that didn't sit well with me, especially being a part of this company, when I saw women that were making hundreds of thousands of dollars, $400,000, $600,000 a year. And I'm like, so you telling me I'm gonna be stuck at 60 grand? They pat their thumb on me, right? And so I said, listen, I'm not going back. We're going to find out if Primerica was telling the truth, that we could actually build a business and make six figures here, or we just going to be, I don't know what we're going to do. right? And so I made a decision not to go back, and we decided to go to work and build a business. And that's exactly what we did. Y'all, I retired from teaching, okay? In 2015, I have not looked back since. Since then, we have made six figures every single year, right? And get this, passive for the last 6 years. So I don't know where else I could go where I did not have to work every day, but I can make six figures whether I get up and leave my house or not. So it's nothing better. I don't know if you're already in this business or you just taking a look at it, but I'm gonna tell you this, it is nowhere else you can go and be the boss chick that you wanna be and thrive like here in Primerica. I'm just gonna tell you that. So let's talk about becoming a woman who wins, right? I mean, what goes into that? Y'all, honestly, I honestly believe that there's a lot of factors that go into, you know, a woman that actually wins, right? But honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think the biggest one is. I think the biggest factor is the mindset. I think it's your mindset. It's what's going on between these two things right here on your head, right? We all know the saying, it's nothing like a woman with a made up what? Somebody put it in the chat. Nothing like a woman with a made up what? Come on, mind. There it is right there. So let's talk about it, right? I'm gonna ask y'all a question and y'all can participate in the chat with me, right? If I ask you, if any of you have served time, y'all know what served time means. If I ask you, have any of you served time, any of y'all served time before? Now, I bet the majority of you, if not all of you, probably will say no, right? But I'm gonna challenge that. And I'm gonna say that some of y'all lying. Some of y'all have served some time. Because I'm going to tell you what prison I'm talking about. I'm talking about the prison that's in your mind. It is no worse prison than that prison that's in between those two ears right there, right? So you think your record is clean, right? You think your record is clean and you haven't done any time, but some of us are convicted felons right now in our mind because of our mindset. We got a record and we didn't even know it, right? See, as women, some of us have put limits. See, we put limits and we built a prison and walls around our lifestyle, around our abilities, around our income, around our relationships, around our families, our businesses, etc. We built all these walls and we have imprisoned ourselves in our mind. Ladies, it's time to break free. It's time to break free. And listen, see, the mind is fertile soil. The mind is fertile soil. We got to think about it. If you want better fruit, right, coming out of your mind and out of your life, you got to change the seeds that you're planting in your mind. Well, what are the seeds? Okay, that's our thoughts. That's our beliefs. Those are the seeds that come to harvest in your life. If you look at where you are, right, but where you want to be, you got to look at what have you been telling yourself, right? So what's your self-talk like? We got to get free. What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? Y'all, what are we watching on TV? What are we watching on social media? Who are we following? Who are we listening to? Are we listening to things that are going to free us, right? Are we listening to things that's going to motivate us and bring and elevate us, right? See, if nothing changes, y'all, guess what? Nothing changes. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So we got to figure out what are we willing to give up so that we can go up, right? We got to break out of the box. And I know this is women empowerment, right? And it's some men on here too, but I'm going to tell you what society has done. See, society has tried to put women in a box. We got to break out of that box that society has tried to put on us and telling us that it's hard for a woman to win in business. That's not true. Women are too emotional to win in business. That ain't true either. Oh, women, they just, they catty. They like to fight. Listen, that's true, but that ain't true, right? Listen, women aren't mentally tough enough, blah, 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 blah. Listen, we got to cancel out the noise. We got to cancel out the chatter. I don't believe none of that. You're in a six-figure arena tonight. Listen, you're in a six-figure arena tonight with some ladies that have figured out how to defy all of those stupid stereotypes that I just talked about. And we're here to tell you, guess what, ladies? Y'all can do the exact same thing. You can do the exact same thing. Here's what I believe. I believe it's 4 Ds that's got to happen if you're going to initiate the change you want to see in your life. Y'all, the first D is desire, right? And guess what? That desire got to be real, real strong. See, your desire to change your situation has to be stronger than your desire for complacency. If you're not totally pissed off with where you currently are, guess what? It's going to be hard for you to change. Ain't nothing going to change. Ain't much going to change. You got to be mad. You have to develop a severe, a disdain, dislike for your current situation in order for you to change your situation. You got to have that desire, right? Desire over complacency. The second D is decision. See, once you have the desire, I believe it will lead you to make a decision. You got to make a conscious decision, though. See, I just talked about the things that we feed our mind, the things that we say to ourselves. See, those things manifest. And so sometimes we got to abort what we had, subconsciously been telling ourselves. We got to make a conscious decision and stand on it, right? Because guess what? When we make that decision, then you just got to take some action. Because look, I don't know if I'm ready to make that decision yet. Well, guess what? Indecision is indeed a decision. You get what I'm saying? So when you give in to the excuses, when you want to remain complacent, you're scared to change, you've ultimately decided that you just want to be where you at. So once you have the desire, you got to make the decision, the conscious decision, right? And then you have to develop number 3, the disciplines. Well, what are the disciplines? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all the biggest thing, right? See, my husband always says that it's not about what you do in a day, but it's about what you do daily, right? So I'm going to ask y'all this question, and this is one that kind of keeps us women, and I'm going to say us because we've all struggled with it. Now, you may have it mastered right now, but we've all struggled with this S word, schedule, right? See, this is where the disciplines are going to come in. What does your schedule look like? What does it look like? I know it's tough for everybody because listen, we wear so many hats. We wear a lot of hats, okay? We mom, we wife, we sister, we boss, we cousin, we friend. We're the strong person. Listen, we wear a lot of hats, but guess what? Y'all gonna have to take some of them hats off. We got to take some of them and throw them to the side. Now, not permanently, but just until the job gets done, right? Then you can go dust those hats off and you can put them back on again, okay? But for a time period, we got to develop the disciplines and have a schedule that's conducive to us reaching our goals and dreams, right? And then look, and I know it's tough because like I said, we wear so many hats, but I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing when you develop your schedule and you got it and you excited, you like, oh, I'm about to get it. I got this schedule. I'm about to work it. Work it, right? And then guess what? Somebody gonna ask us to do something that ain't on our schedule. Somebody gonna ask us to go out our way and do something. It ain't on our schedule. Listen, ladies, you gotta be okay with saying no. I know it's hard for us to say it because mama will call and be like, look, I really need you to. No, mom, I have something else right now. But listen, if I can get back with you in about an hour when I'm free, then I'll let you know if I'll be able to help you. We got to be okay with saying no. Just for a time period, y'all. It's not forever, but we got to be okay with saying no. That's not on my schedule, right? And listen, and when I talk about a schedule, right, because that's where the discipline comes in, doing the same thing over and over and over and over until it becomes a habit, right? Until it's just second nature, right? Look, you got to schedule everything. This was the only way that I could get it done. When I talked about I'm making thousands of dollars on a part-time basis in this company, that's because I had a schedule. Y'all, I'm not kidding. Listen, you got to schedule self-care time. You got to schedule devotion time. You got to schedule kid time. You got to schedule friend time, significant other time, dinner time, personal development time, all the times. And guess what? But you don't have to operate that way forever. It's just for a small period of time. But you got to develop that schedule so that you can have the disciplines that you need. And you got to stick to it. So you got the desire, right? It started burning. You got the desire to change. And now you made the decision, I'm going to go do it. Now you're working on developing the disciplines to make it happen, right? And then the fourth D, listen, you just got to do it. That's what I said. Nike said it best. You just got to do it, right? So desire, decision, discipline, do. That's it. That's how you're going to get to a space where you're winning, right? And guess what's going to happen when you finally decide to go do? Man, life going to start lifing. People going to start peopling. Adversity going to show up knocking at your door. Listen, but look, remember, we got to defy those stereotypes because that happens to everybody. Well, why they say when that stuff happen to women that, it can take them out? No, we're not going to fall victim to that. So you got to ask yourself, when people start peopling and life start lifing, right? Are you going to be able to bounce back and stick to the plan that you developed? What's your bounce back game look like, ladies? What's your bounce back game look like? Will you set clear boundaries with people and things and enforce them? It's cool to have boundaries, but if you don't enforce them, what good are they? Can you have a situation, ladies, deal with it and move on? Or will you let it consume you? See, these are the things that we got to do. I'm telling you, once you get this, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. See, when you're ready to do, ladies, when we're in that fourth stage and we're doing, you have to see yourself as a vessel. Think about what a vessel is. You got to learn to let things and people and situations pass through you. You are a vessel. They got to pass through you, not stick to you. Do we understand? They got to pass through, not stick to. And this is another thing that you got to accept along the way. See, I learned this from a great friend in business, right? Siobhan Landry. She talked, man, great talk. She always talked about, as a woman, going back to those hats we be wearing, right? You got to understand, ladies, that you're not going to get, when you're in the process, when you're building what it is your goals and dreams are, when you're fighting for your goals and dreams and to change your life, you got to understand you're not going to get an A in every area while you are on the journey. See, she told me that, and I was like, it freed me so quick, because it's like, we want to get an A in every area. We want to be super mom, super wife, super partner, super parent, super sister, super everything, right? We want to get an A in every area. See, right now, when you may be getting an A in your business, but in house cleaning, you might have a D or an F. Okay, never mind. It might just be me. You better hire somebody to do that, right? But look, you might have an A plus in mom shoes, right? But you might have a C or, in husbandville. But listen, it's okay. You just got to understand you're not going to have an A plus in every single area at the same time while you're on your journey. See, the journey is to get you to a space where you can get all A's after you've arrived, right? But you got to understand, I'm gonna free y'all. You're not going to get an A in every area. So be okay with that, right? You got to be okay with that and keep it moving. So listen, ladies, as I close, there's a mental shift that's got to happen in all of our brains. And I share this with our business team all the time. We got to make a mental shift in our brains, because I know some of y'all are like, man, it sounds good. It sounds great. It sounds good, right? It sounds easy, right? But listen, I'm going to tell you this. It does not get easier. It does not get easier. All the stuff that I just shared with you. When I talked about, oh man, those 4 Ds, desire, decision, discipline, go do. It's not easy. But listen, because it does not get easier, what has to happen for us is that you got to learn to handle hard better, because it's never going to get easier. That's my time. Back over to you, Shay.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning, by the night I count stacks. Knew that ass was real when I hit it, bounce back. You ain't getting shit.
Man, she talk about having that bounce back game. Y'all hear me? Y'all, she talk about having that bounce back game, okay? Come on, y'all. I look, I felt every word, okay? Every single word that she laid out. Y'all, you got to make that decision, okay? She dropped them D's on you. You got to make a decision, y'all. Man, y'all, you just don't understand what can happen in your life, guys, when you make that decision to go ahead and do what you got to do to win. And so, y'all, make sure your bounce back game is strong, okay? So, y'all, next up, y'all keep dropping that fire in the chat, okay? Because, y'all, the next person I'm about to bring to you tonight, y'all, I tell y'all, I love this boss chick, okay? When I tell you, anytime I text, anytime I call, she like, what's up, sis? Okay, and I love it, I love it, I love it. Y'all better go ahead and get y'all some wealthy friends. You hear what I'm saying? But y'all, this young lady, y'all, she is the partner, okay? The winning part. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, even though I'm telling y'all that these women are partners, let me help y'all to understand. Hold on, I think, no, Breanna's the lead agent. I'm sorry. She the lead, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but look, when these women, when they are just as active as the men, because most people think the men are running the things around here, but yeah, I'm a lead agent in my business, right? But when you got two people doing the goddamn thing, you don't even really know who the lead agent is, y'all. But let me tell you about this woman. Her husband is Donald McNeil, y'all. They are from Monroe, Louisiana. I already know Wham is in the building, okay? I see that we are, okay, coming through the chats right now, okay? And y'all, before she got started this company, she was a graphic designer. Okay, she got started in 2019, y'all. Y'all understand that that's almost 4 years ago, right? And y'all, since then, y'all, she became, they actually started full-time 2019, okay? So January, it was part-time 2019. They made the decision to go full-time April, okay? 2019, she quit her job as that career as that graphic designer, y'all. She started making about $500 a month, right? That's what people came in, right, part-time. But y'all, they became a regional vice president just 1 year later, okay? Y'all end up, the same year after she became a regional vice president, $100,000 May 2020, $200,000 August 2020, $300,000 January 2021, y'all. $400,000. She made $400,000 February of 2022, y'all. Y'all, she has five regional vice presidents on her team. The fastest, okay, female senior vice president, not just even female senior vice president, but y'all, senior vice president, period, okay, in the state of Louisiana, in their history, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all, she did it in September 2021 on her way to SNSD before they hit up convention, y'all. $1 million earner. Y'all give it up for SNSD. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on her, right? $1 million earner. We got 3 SNSD $1 million earners when we come up to a convention, y'all, including me. You hear what I'm saying? SNSD $1 million earner, soon to be, y'all. Breanna McNeil.
Yeah.
What's going on? Can you hear me clearly?
I do my hair toss, check my nails.
Music.
Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Ooh, child, tired of the foolish. Gone dust your shoulders
Y'all
off.
with the DJ,
Keep
I
it
like
moving, yes, Lord. Step into some new kicks. In there, swimwear, going to the pool quick. Come now, come dry your eyes. You know you a star, you can touch the sky.
Y'all
I know that it's
What's going on, fam? Look, Shay, baby, you give bomb introductions. I just gotta say that y'all been killing it so far on this call. It's Senior Vice President Breanna McNeil, y'all. So excited to be here. Look, Shay, baby, you were saying it right. Me and Don tag team this thing all day. I'm lead, but we both partner how we need to make sure that we get this money and build a business, right? So I'm excited to be here, y'all. I got the next few minutes with y'all. But shout out to all the ladies that's on the call that's here to build a business.
I can.
I think somebody unmuted. But look, shout out even to the unmuted people, that's on the call ready to build a business. So like she was saying, y'all, look, it's been since 2019. We've been in this phenomenal business since January of 2019. And if y'all still fired up, keep dropping the flames. Drop them, the flames in the chat for me real quick to show me that y'all still fired up in the building. But it's been 4 years, y'all, of building a business. And I just want to talk to the ladies real quick, whether you in the business already or you're not in the business yet or whatever you got going on, that we all took a leap of faith when we decided to join. Because I didn't have a background in finances, right? She told y'all I was a graphic designer. I designed magazines and I did like graphic arts and flyers on the side. And I worked as a marketing coordinator. I had 2 jobs and I was in school for my master's degree when Primerica came knocking at Don and I's door and we decided to take a look at it. He was working 2 jobs as well. But guys, don't you know that you could be working the 2 jobs? You could have the college degrees. You could have everything lined up and still need $500 a month. That's what I needed at that time. We joined Primerica to make $500 a month. That was it. It would have changed my life just to make a little bit of extra money. And we came in and we said, you know what? I heard somebody say earlier that they tested Primerica out to see if it was going to do what they said it was going to do. Let's just see how good it is. And that's what I did, guys. Came in and a week later, got my license. And I said, okay, I'm going to get this license. And coach, you told me if I get a license and I use this license, that I can make some money. So let me go ahead and write my first sale and see if I make some money. And I wrote the sale and I made the money. And I said, okay, well, now that I got my money, let me make sure that they also deliver on the side of my client, make sure that my client gets the policy. And the client started getting their policies, y'all. And I said, okay, all right, this thing hit me. Okay, it's doing what they said it was going to do. And for the first few months, though, we started making money. Like, and for me, money was, we made $5,000 part-time our second month in business. And we was a little scared that Primerica was going to come take the money back because we didn't know if it was all the way legit yet. So we was trying to still, figure it out. So we just stacked the money for a little while. And about 2 months in, we was like, okay, I think they're going to let me keep this money. And y'all, you know what happened when you give broke people with a broke mentality a whole lot of money, what they do with the money. We decided we was going to spend it. I'm talking about shoes. We eating everything we ain't never ate before. We giving money away. We doing all kind of crazy. We balling. I saw you put it in the chat. We balling, splurging on everything, spending more than we've ever spent before. But what I really want y'all to get out of that is that we came in, we did the work, and we got paid. Y'all, when I tell you that Primerica really can change your life, our first month part-time, we made $1,400. Second month part-time, we made $5,900. Next month, we made $7,000. That's what led me to quit my job. Do I think I quit a little prematurely? Just a little bit. Because once you jump out there, you got to swim. It's all or nothing. It's getting after it and going after that business. It's going after making sure that you hit your milestones and you do your work every single day. It's keeping your mind focused on the goal and the task at hand and not being able to get swayed and distracted here and there. So April of 2019, y'all, this is all we've done for the last 4 years. Actually going on, 4 years in the business, soon to be 5. And when you make a decision like that, you got to back it up with work. So not only did we jump out there, not only were we excited, but we had to go to work, you guys. And us going to work led us to becoming regional vice presidents in the next 12 months. And soon after that, it led us to going over $100,000 in income. And Shay told y'all it went to $200,000 and $300,000 and $400,000 in income. And I just want y'all to know that was nowhere on my radar when I started this phenomenal business. But if you put the work in, you will get the results. If you stay focused, you will reach the finish line or the milestones that you're going after. There was no time that I ever thought that a graphic designer that used to design magazines would ever be able to say, I own a business. I got ownership of my business. I don't have kids yet, but when I have kids, I can give them this business. I can sell this business. I got ownership in something. My mom's been working for the state of Louisiana for the past 20 years. And y'all, she's retiring in November and she's so excited. But when I think about it, I say, man, my mama's been faithful for a very long time. And they're not giving her a package that says, hey, you own part of this company. Hey, go give it to your daughter so she can have it. Hey, go pass it down to your other kids so they can inherit it. They're not giving her that. They're giving her the retirement check and saying, thank you for your time. Thank you for the last 20 years. And she did a great job. And for me, when I think about it, and when I thought about Primerica, guys, there was not a price tag on it for me to say, is it worth me giving it everything I got? When they told me I could have ownership, I would have worked hard for the next 5 years and said, at least I'm working for me. At least when I show up every day, I'm showing up for me. At least when I show up, I know it's my business that I'm going to earn. It's something that they can't take from me later down the line. Guys, it's worth every second you give to it. It's worth every second you give to it. And so over the course of us jumping those diamonds and making the money, we had to also make sure that we were making an impact. And the way you know if you're making an impact, guys, is when you look at the people around you. Because if you're the only person in your circle that's winning, there's a problem. If you're the only person on your team that's winning, there's a problem. So we had to start focusing on, man, who else can I duplicate and create $100,000 earners out of? Who else can I help get to the amazing promotion level of regional vice president? The only way we became senior vice presidents was by making sure that we created at least 3 other people that had the amazing contract that we had. And so our story did move fast, you guys. That's not to say that there wasn't any adversity. We faced some adversity, we did. Any great person that you talk to that has achieved something in life has had to go through something. And it was probably the last thing that they would ever want to go through. And they had to decide in that moment, am I going to lay down or am I going to get up and am I going to fight? And I love what Tekeya was saying earlier when she talked about the stereotypes of women in business and how they like to say, hey, they're emotional. They're not going to make good business owners. They can't lead business, all that crap. I heard her say, that ain't true. Right? That's the kind of stuff that we gotta shake up off us, because I want everybody on the call. I know it's some men on here too, but every woman on the call, I want you to know that you're a beast and that you get to run a business the same way that anybody else does, and that you can do anything that anybody else can. And I'm gonna be honest, I wake up every day with a chip on my shoulder just to prove that they say it's wrong. I don't know about y'all, but I wake up every single day like I got something to prove. So I'm gonna give y'all 5 things, you guys, for winning in business. And the first one is going to be approaching it like the win is already guaranteed. When you're trying to win in business, you got to already have that mindset that I got this. Your confidence got to be on point. You got to master the art of affirmations and speaking life over yourself. There's something powerful about an I am statement and you saying what you can do and who you're going to become. And one of my great mentors in the business, Lisa Jones, she always shares the affirmation, and she made me go write one day, you guys. I'm going to read it to y'all. It says, I'm the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. My bank accounts haven't experienced the abundance that God has in store for me yet. I will move my community. I will change my family. I will kick down barriers that were designed to hold me back. I will lead effortlessly, gracefully, fiercely, and with confidence. I will grace stages that were not designed for me. I will lead masses of women to success and financial independence. God made no mistakes when he made me. I think like no other. I plan like no other. I understand like no other. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Walk with all the strength of the Father. Walk with all the authority of the Father. My Father fights for me. There are rooms that have been prepared for me that I don't know exist yet, and my name lives there. Y'all got to learn how to speak life over yourself. You really have to, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And the first thing that's going to determine how far you go is your mindset and what you believe. What you think about comes to pass, whether it's good or it's bad. So you got to really check yourself on, what am I telling myself every single day when I look in the mirror? What do I really believe about myself? Do I believe that I could be a boss in business? Do I believe that I can lead masses of women? Do I believe that I can make an impact? That I have something that the world needs to hear? That I got something to say that I need to be able to share? You got to really, really dig deep and say, do I really believe that? Because if you don't, you're going to half-heartedly do it. You're going to sometimes show up. You're going to sometimes give a little bit of effort. And then at the end of the day, you're going to say to yourself, man, I could have went harder. I could have did a little bit more. I could have acted like I cared just a little bit more. And we don't want those regrets. We want to know, hey, I left it all on the court. I don't know about y'all, but I have a sports background. I played volleyball, I ran track, and there's never a better feeling than when you reach the finish line or you win the game and you know you gave it everything that you had. So number one of those 5 things, guys, is that you got to approach it like the win is already guaranteed, that you know you got this. Number 2 is focus. And I heard somebody break it down. It says, follow one course until success. And what that's saying, you guys, is that y'all got to tune out the distractions. And you got to admit that sometimes distractions are people. Sometimes they're the people that you really like. Sometimes they just don't need to be around you because you on a mission and you can't afford to let an hour go by. You can't afford to let a day go by. You can't afford to let that week go by. And so you can still love them, but you love them from a distance because you know, hey, I cannot sacrifice what I got my hands on. They told me that if I put my head down, I got the licenses, I showed up every day, I was coachable, and I got the people, I duplicated myself, that I could have a business that nobody else around me has. Guys, I'm one of the most successful people in my family right now because of this business. And there are people that came before me, cousins, aunties, uncles, guys, parents. There's tons of people in my family. But because I was able to put my head down for a period of time and go after it, the results have been amazing. And when I'm talking about tuning out the distractions, you got to also make sure you're tuning out negativity. One thing I learned early on, and me and Dom, maybe we was just extra confident or something, I don't know, but it was plenty of people that didn't support us, y'all. And if you're brand new, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There are people that are not going to support you, and that is okay. They don't matter. There are plenty of people. You're not focused on the no's, you're focused on the yeses. Who has time to tell you yes today? And when you work the numbers, you know I'm supposed to get a certain amount of no's before I get my yes. So when the person tells you no, you should be excited. All right, I'm getting closer to my yes right now. I'm getting closer to my yes. And for any naysayers around you that got anything to say about what you decided to do when it comes to Primerica and building a business, ask them what they have for you instead. Right. When you know that in Primerica, you get to make your own schedule. You get to one day have ownership. You get to write your own checks. You get to hire anybody around you that you love and you want to show them how to build a business too. You get to do all of that. Ask them, hey, if I don't do this, then what else do you have for me instead that allows me to do everything that Primerica is telling me that I can do? And I can guarantee you that they don't have a thing. And if they can't offer you anything, then baby, keep it moving. And I can guarantee you that they can't. So we got to make sure that we tune some things out. Number two, I heard Tekeya say it as well, is having that bounce back factor, baby. You got to be able to bounce back when life knocks you down, because it's going to. And when you already know that, when you already know life's going to knock you down eventually, something's going to come up, you're already expecting it. So it lessens the blow. Hey, something's gonna happen one day, but I've been equipping myself for this. I've been conditioning my mindset for this moment, and I know I'm gonna make it through. So we gotta learn how to persevere, and you gotta remember why you started. Why did you do this in the first place? What is it that you wanted? I needed money. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the thing that gets me up every single day is the freedom that is attached to Primerica and the check that we get to write for ourselves. And you know that money solves all problems. You might not want to admit that, but if a family member around me gets sick, I can't go to the hospital without money. I can't take care of the medical bills. If somebody needs assistance, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be financial. I can't make just a huge significant impact in my community really without money. I need to be able to go and pay for the T-ball game and bring stuff to the schools and do, guys. So my work ethic is attached to what can I accomplish and how can I secure my future and those around me financially. I know what Primerica's doing for me when it comes to the money. The third one, you guys, the fourth one is being accountable and tracking your work ethic. Y'all gonna get on this call, you're gonna get fired up. There's another boss chick that's lined up after me as well that's gonna get y'all right. But don't you get on this call and then get off of this call and not do anything. Don't you sell that dream to everybody on social media about what you're going to do and who you're going to become. And then you can't wake up in the morning and get to work. Or you get discouraged when people don't answer your phone calls, or somebody didn't show up for the appointment, or your teammate don't want it as bad as you did. None of that matters. What's your work ethic like? And when you're accountable to yourself, you can say, man, I didn't work the way I was supposed to work yesterday. I didn't work the way I was supposed to work today. So let me do better tomorrow. But when you go days and you go weeks and you're not taking inventory of your work ethic and what you've been doing, you're going to think you're on track. You're going to think you're on track and you're not. You're going to be so far off course, you don't even know. And now you got to hit a whole 180 to get back to where you were supposed to be. So we got to be accountable, and we got to make sure that we're tracking what we're doing. And then my last point, you guys, and I'm going to give it back to the phenomenal Shay for throwing this event up, putting this event together for us, is in this business, guys, you get to do some phenomenal things. And one of those is you get to recruit. And the reason why I'm saying that is we got to focus on duplication and expansion, okay? I have people that join sometimes in business and their question is, why we got to recruit? And I always have to correct them and say, it's not you gotta anything. Primerica is the land that you don't have to do anything. But when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to anything, you gotta have the mindset is, I get to do this. I get to give this opportunity to anybody that I want to. I got plenty of friends that can't get hired different places. I got plenty of family members that get looked over all the time. And now I get to give them an opportunity that's going to help them get in a better position, that's going to give them a license they wouldn't have otherwise probably qualified for, where they can become an investor and invest money and build assets under management and become a business owner. I get to do that. That's a privilege. And so when we talk about business and we talk about 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and so forth, Shay didn't get where she is by herself. She had to go and make sure that she duplicated herself into some other people, that she gave them the skill set. So when we talk about the milestones that we want to reach, you guys, the income milestones, RVP, SVP, you got to have a builder's mindset and know that it's going to take more than you to do that. And you got to approach it like that every single day. I get to build this business, so I'm going to do it. I get to offer this opportunity, so I'm going to offer it to everybody that I come across. But guys, as I close, I want y'all to remember this. Like I told y'all, I'm big on the affirmations, and I had to get that from my mentor. But I want y'all to remember that you built for this. That y'all, you need to get to the point to where you got to forget the naysayers and go after what you want. That each and every one of you on the call has exactly what it takes. That your name will be known and your impact will be made. And the world needs you to do exactly what you're getting ready to do. There's somebody dependent on you that you don't even know exists yet, but what you're getting ready to do is going to kick a door open for them. I want y'all to know that excuses are not welcome here. So we're going to leave that in the past. And what we get ready to do is say, hey, any trials that I'm going through, I'm going to get through them. And on the other side, I'm going to get to tell people all about my story and what I was able to do. The underdog is going to win. There's nothing too big for y'all to overcome. Ladies, I love y'all. I want y'all to go be big for all of 2023. Shay, thank you so much for allowing me to be on tonight. And I can't wait to hear the next box chick that's coming up after me.
Woo!
Whoa, hold on. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Woo. Walk it like I talk it. You walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Woo. Walk it like I talk it. Hey, walk it like I talk it. 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 Woo. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Hey, walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Yeah. Take my shoes and walk a mile.
Let me tell y'all something. Look, y'all gotta walk it like you talking, right? She got the title, right? And she already brought the note. Come on, y'all, drop that fire in the chat, y'all. If you say you're gonna do it, then do it, okay? Man, y'all got all these women around here that's literally willing to train you, to teach you how to get to where they are right now. Why would you not? Why would you not listen? Don't get off this call, y'all. And don't do nothing, right? And just end up doing nothing. Take what y'all are learning, apply it to your life. Like I'm over here taking notes like I can't even write fast enough. Thank God I'm getting a recording, okay? Because I get to go back and look at it and again and again. And so y'all, I'm excited, y'all. Our last and final speaker of the night. Y'all, the first time I met this amazing young lady, I think it was at Mr. John Lennon's Fast Start School. And when I tell y'all, she brought it, okay? I still got the recording from there too, okay? There's a picture. So y'all gonna see a video at the end after she get done. And there's gonna be multiple like pictures and videos and stuff. So make sure y'all stay a little extra 5 minutes, okay? And there will be a Q&A at the end. We only getting 4 people, okay? 4 people can ask a question, and you gotta be a regional leader or above, okay? Just wanna put that out there. Now, this amazing young lady, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all her background, okay? She is a national sales director, okay? On her way to SNSD, I'm just let y'all know right now, because her team is on point. They huge, okay? They coming through, right? But y'all, in order for you to get to that level, you gotta be putting people on, okay, y'all? She's over 700,000 in annual income. This ain't 700,000 that she'd made since she been in the company, okay? Now this 700,000 a year, okay? A woman. Okay, y'all, she's from New York, okay, now in Connecticut, right? But y'all, she has, y'all listen to this. right? We talk about double digit everything, right? We double digit recruit, we double digit premium, okay? We double digit code. But y'all, what y'all know about double digit RVP? Okay, y'all, she has 11 regional vice presidents, y'all. 7 of them. 7. Okay, she got 7-11 going on over here. 7 of them make over $100,000 a year. 4 of them make over $200,000 a year. Y'all, that's somebody that's leading people. Okay, you heard what I'm saying? All these women got multiple people that they to put on. So y'all give it up for national sales director on her way to senior national sales director, $1 million earner. Y'all give it up for Miss Kameka John.
Woohoo!
So I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night.
Awesome.
Got my head on straight, I got my vibe right. I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I wouldn't change my life. Just fine.
All right. Hello, ladies. How's everybody doing? Are you pumped up? I'm super excited. If you are, come on, show me, wave your hands, throw something in the chat. Come on, wake up. I know it is, 10:06 where I am, but I hope you guys are still alive and still excited. Are you excited out there? I'm scrolling to see the excitements on your face. Okay, I'm scrolling. Okay, I see the, okay, it's lighting up. Oh, boom, I love it. Shay, thank you so much for having me on here. Man, the ladies were just absolutely phenomenal before me. You know, as Bree was speaking just now, I was just thinking, I didn't know that you were a school teacher, Shay. I didn't know that there were so many school teachers on here. Shout out to all the educators, past educators. Myself, I was a school teacher also. But I'm sitting here and I'm listening to these phenomenal women speak. And I'm thinking back when I was an educator, right? I was 24 years old when I started teaching, right? So I remember I used to come home and I used to have my friends around, right? And the highlights of our weekend or our week was to sit around and watch that show Girlfriends. You guys remember that show Girlfriends? Come on now, don't. Okay, all right, fine, thank you. So we used to watch the show Girlfriends, right? And we used to like sip some wine and just really talk. And that was like the thing to do. And I'm here and I'm looking at this like 330 women on here. I know some men are on here, but it's because of the women while they're on here, right? Boom, because the women gave them birth. So the 330 women on here. And I'm like, man, but can you imagine the difference that the company that you keep makes? Because when I was an educator company, right? Watching Girlfriends, I got paid $60,000. But when I'm a part of a company like this, of women like you, they pay me $60,000 a month. Ain't that something? I'm telling you, man, the company that you keep makes all the difference. So guys, a little bit about my story. I love to start off by saying that I'm an immigrant. So the accent that you're hearing is true, right? I am from Jamaica. Shout out to all the Jamaicans, all the Caribbeans. I know that we're usually not a lot of us, but shout outs to you, okay? I see you, Rocky. But shout outs to everybody who's actually from another country, and everybody actually. But I came here, went to school, became an educator, did that first, taught middle school English for a couple of years. And then I looked at my paycheck and I was like, y'all must be playing me for real. I'm going to do all these years of school for you to pay me this. Boo, that's not cute. That's not cute. Cute faces require cute money, and they weren't paying me cute money. So I did the next logical thing, which was to go back to school and get another degree, which I did, went back and got a master's. And then, you know, I elevated a little bit to become an assistant principal of a school. I'm like, okay, this is a little bit better. But you know what happened, Denise, because I was getting paid a little bit more, then now I got to pay back student loans. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the same thing all over again. So I went back to school again to become a college professor, administrator, getting my PhD. When this lady, she was a colleague of mine, came to me and told me about Primerica. I was 26 years old. And I said, girl, I's good, okay? You're not gonna tell me about this Primerica thing. I'm 26 years old. I got my own house. I drive me a Mercedes. I am good. Yeah, I'm gonna finish up my little PhD. I'm eventually gonna become a college provost. My life is set.
PhD by the time I'm 30, I'm good, okay? So, man, thank God for her. She was so persistent. She followed up with me for an entire year. I don't even know if I would have followed up with me for an entire year. And I'm not talking about just mere following up with me, Miranda just calling me on the phone. No, when I say follow up, I mean she stalked me, okay? So she would come into my classroom where every day, like, oh my gosh, Kameka, we're too fabulous to be educators. We got to be bigger. Imagine yourself. She kept selling me the vision of where I could be. And Shay said that we're going to talk about some tips. I guess that's my tip number one. It's all going to be intertwined, okay? Sell yourself and sell the people you're trying to recruit about the vision of where they could be. So she kept telling me about, oh my gosh, Kameka, can you imagine when we're on stage? Can you imagine when we're traveling around the world first class? And she used to sell me all of these imaginations, right? Can you imagine? She used to have me dream while I was teaching at your kids, not really teaching them, right? But eventually, it so happened that she bought a house right down the street from where I bought my house. This was 12 months later. And she said, girl, I bought a house, from New York. So I lived in Queens. She lived in Brooklyn, 2 different boroughs. So I don't know what made her move to Queens. And she literally bought a house, Deanna, down the street from where I bought a house. And if anybody knows anything about New York, I can literally open up my door and see her house. Now, when I said that she was a stalker, she was a stalker. So now she would actually come to my door and actually knock on the door, ring the doorbell. And like a true, responsible, amazing human being, I used to turn off the lights, not answer the door, and not let her in because I wanted nothing to do with Primerica, okay? I'm telling you guys the truth. But the reason why I'm stressing this so much is because I want you to understand that don't give up on people. You might have some people in your corner right now that you've told about the business from a long time ago when they're giving you the, I'm good, right? If you really see a bigger vision for them than they can see for themselves, don't give up on them. So eventually I signed her little IBA paper thingy because I figured that she needed one more something for something, right? So I signed it, had zero intention to do this business. I just signed it so that she could leave me alone. And of course, the stalking intensified. Now she actually required me to do things. One day she asked me if I can go out with her. We had some type of break or something from school. So I said, absolutely, no problem. I thought we were going out to eat and, having a good time. She picked me up and then I ended up in an op night. I'm like, I can't believe she did this to me. And there I was sitting down, listening to my mentor is Gurpreet Singh. Many of you guys might know her if you're in the business. She's $1 million earner. So there I was for the first time in my life, sitting in front of a woman who was making $300,000 a year. And it's crazy. I say it all the time. Gurpreet was only making $300,000 when I got in. And I'm saying only, like $300,000 is a little bit of money, right? But she was only making $300,000 a year when I got in. But I've never seen in my life any woman, especially an immigrant woman, making $300,000 per year. When I was working at the university, I was a college professor. My mentor, who was the assistant chair of the English department, I remember she was 10 years, PhD, very acclaimed, wrote books. And I remember we went out to celebrate because her income finally got to 100,000. This was PhD. You understand what I'm saying? And you understand we make $100,000 a year in Primerica, like, it's just 100,000. She was a PhD. She was the assistant chair of the department. Okay. So that was my future, right? In higher education. So it wasn't very hard for me to make a decision. This was my future, 10 years, 100,000, or this was my future. Even if it was 10 years, 300,000, where else would I go to make 300,000 after 10 years? You understand what I'm saying? I know a lot of times, especially with the people in Primerica, you become so impatient. Like, oh my gosh, I've been here for so long and I'm not an RVP yet. Would you have been an RVP if you had a job? Oh my gosh, I've been here for so long and I'm not $100,000 earner yet. I don't know if this is working out. Oh Lord, would you have made $100,000 as at your job? You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you're patient with the process. Be patient with your process and be patient with your level of self-development, because you have to understand that the income that you make right now is in direct proportion to your mental growth. So you have to grow into the income that you want to attract, right? So after seeing all of that, a few months later, I went to a convention. And I mean, I'd like to tell the story because it's just so crazy. When I went on, I'd sit there at the convention and I'm seeing all these people making all these money. I mean, short people, tall people, skinny people, fat people. And I was just amazed. And I remember I elbowed my husband. I was like, babes, we're going to win because they even paying ugly people a whole lot of money. This is crazy. I mean, if they paid that ugly person that much money, how much they going to pay? So I told my husband that I was never going to go back. I was 3 months in the business. I told him I'm never going back to work. This is what I'm going to do. And thank God for supportive spouses, right? Because he was the only one in my life that thought that I wasn't crazy. Everybody like, wait, hold on. You're going to quit your PhD program, not be a college professor, and go sell life insurance with Primerica? I've tried Primerica. That doesn't work. My sister, mother, uncle, friend, brother, who used to be married to Uncle Ben and they ate rice all day, they tried Primerica and it didn't work. And your girl, what's wrong with you? What did you smoke? Right? Seriously. Some of you guys are probably being asked that question right now, but you have to remember to stay strong and remember that if God placed the vision in them, they would be the one who were given the opportunity. If God gave you a task to do, don't question God, just go follow his mission. You understand, if you're signed an IBA, if you're on this call right now, God has a higher calling for your life. What are you questioning? Now you got to go get your husband's permission. You got to go get your mama's permission. When you all know your mama told you not to marry that man, you married him anyway. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Now, all of a sudden, my mama said, I can't do this business. Well, you done got 3 kids with a man. Your mama said not to marry. But anywho, so 3 months later, we left education, started doing this business. And it has been the journey since then. Never looked back. I remember when I left my job and my husband said, babes, if this is what you really want to do, whatever I got to do at the job to make sure that I keep everything afloat, I'm going to do it. I respect him so much for saying that. I mean, not that I needed his support, really, Miranda. I mean, I was going to do it anyway, because that's just what boss chicks do. You know, I was just telling you just out of respect. I wasn't asking your darn permission. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's like, girl, go do what you got to do. And I said, I'm always going to make money. The money that I was bringing into the household, I'm going to make sure that I keep bringing that money to the household, because that was my commitment. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't have any kids at the time. It was just my husband and I. So we worked the business. You know, like our first year, we went over $100,000 in income, and we were doing really good in business. And then I realized that there was so much more to do. You understand what I'm saying? So many other people needed this opportunity. But the biggest thing for me was I wanted to make sure that I freed my husband. I said, you know what? Every single morning, I used to drive to the office, right? And then I used to drop my husband off at the train station. And for some of you guys might not be familiar with New York, and you know, when you go to the train station, you are sharing the subway with rats and all different types of animals, right? So I used to drop him off at the subway, and I used to drop him off, and I'm thinking, man, I got to do what I got to do, because I got to free him. I got to free him, because I truly believe that real boss chicks don't let their man work for other boss chicks. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I believe. If I'm a real boss, what I look like my man going out there calling somebody else boss. I'm just saying. And I got a Primerica opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We gonna work this business together. So he's been able to retire from his job. Now we have a 6-year-old son, and it's crazy. I remember before we had our son, everybody used to ask us, oh my gosh, why do you work so hard? Why do you work so hard? I was focused, and I told God that there's no way that my son was going to be born without having ownership. Okay, that was something for me. I mean, I remember being pregnant, and we got ownership the same year that we were pregnant, right? A few months before my son was born. And I remember, man, Rocky, when we got those ownership paper, and I'm signing his name on there before he was born as the beneficiary of our business. So my unborn child already was I'm getting chills just talking about this, was inheriting millions of a business that can never stop, even if he wanted it to be stopped, before he was born. Know how powerful that is. I'm a Black girl with an accent, okay? Opportunities like this aren't really given to people who look like me, okay? I say it all the time. If I were to send my resume into corporate America, into finance with what I did in the past, they probably wouldn't call me in because my name is too ethnic, okay? And even if they called me in, I probably wouldn't get the position because I have no experience. But let me tell you guys a little bit about what it takes. I remember when we started the journey, Miranda, and I said to myself, I'm gonna have to commit to this. One thing that I do not do is that I do not make a decision and then reverse the decision. See, a lot of times, ladies, you make a decision and then you reverse. I made the decision that I was gonna quit my job. That did not mean that I was going to pick up a part-time job until things pick up, okay? That didn't mean that if it didn't work out, then I'm gonna go back to a job. When I quit my job, I burned all the bridges behind me. I did not call up my principal and say, listen, you know, I faxed her something. I did not give her any 2 weeks notice. I'm just not coming in. I did not renew my teacher's license. What the heck am I renewing my teacher's license for? I'm moving on. I burnt my bridges. The question now is, if you're going to be a real boss chick, are you going to be courageous enough to burn the bridges? If you're really going to take up the position of a CEO, are you going to be committed to your goals and dreams enough to burn the bridges? Or do you have to hold on to something just in case? There's no just in case, baby. You understand what I'm saying? So I told myself, even if I had to go knock on every single door, I would go do that. Whatever I had to do, I was committed to doing that. So I would work when everybody else is working. Okay. I mean, I did whatever I had to do. I remember we had, as a teacher, anybody on here, educators, this was our daily routine. I would come home. I was an English teacher, English professor, and I would have a stack of papers to grade, right? And I would come home, sit in front of the TV, glass of wine, watching Lifetime. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Watching Lifetime. And you know, when you watch a Lifetime movie, it was one movie after the other. Before you know it, hours would pass and you're sitting. That's what I did when I was an educator. And as soon as I got into business and I became full-time, I decided to take, I don't know if anybody ever heard the story before. I actually took the scissors and I actually cut the cord of the TV, okay? I cut it. There's no TV watching in this house. None. We're going to be committed, heads down, go to work. I'm very, very intense to the part where it probably becomes a little bit scary for a lot of people. But I cut the TV. I mean, thank God I didn't smash it, right? But I cut the TV cord. And my husband came home and, you know, he's ready to watch his football. He's like, what's going on here? Why can't watch football? So he's like, babes, what the heck is wrong with you? Why would you cut the TV cord? I said, because when we make a decision, baby. And I said that we're going to be big, and it might not be for you. The cutting the TV cord is not going to be for you, but it's for me. I do not want to be tempted. I'm cutting all of that out. You understand? And I promise you, babes, this is a small sacrifice, but I want you to sacrifice with me. This small sacrifice so that we can have big rewards. You know what I'm saying? So We did so many little things like that, guys. Missed so many things. When we had our first child, before we had our child, everybody said, I know why you work so hard. That's because you don't have a kid. That's because you don't have a kid. That's why you work so hard. And I remember when we had a child, said, oh, that's because you have a child. That's why you work so hard. So people are always going to make excuses for why you do and why they can't, okay? Never feel bad in your pursuit for your greatness. Never apologize for your pursuit for your greatness. Understand that you're going to miss some things. It's okay. I missed so many things. When my son was born, guys, I didn't see his first step, okay? I missed his first step. He's my only child. I missed his first words. I didn't know anything about the early years of his life. Because at that time I had a team down in South Carolina, and I would hop on, like every week I would be flying down to South Carolina, training, building, developing, whatever it took. That's what I was gonna do. And man, we are just so darn pumped up, just so fired up. But my message to every single woman on here, man, understand that you have greatness inside of you, okay? Understand that I don't know about you guys, but from where I come from, there's gonna be no man on a white horse, you know, that's going to pull you up on the back and save you. Oh my gosh, you're my knight in shining armor. I don't got no knight in shining armor. I gotta be my own knight in shining armor, okay? You gotta be your own knight in shining armor. And do you understand that for the most part, the decisions that you make, ladies, is going to determine where your family ends up? The decisions that you make. So it's pretty much the same thing that the ladies said before. You gotta make a decision. You gotta come to the edge of the cliff and you gotta jump. Do not look behind you, Taisha, and ask, oh my gosh, should I jump? Don't ask permission to jump. I promise you, if you're jumping in Primerica, you're not gonna fall, baby. And I don't even have to ask about the work ethic, Miss Gail, because at the end of the day, we all exhibit work ethic in our jobs. We all work hours that we're not supposed to work, that we never get paid for. The question is, how many more hours of your life are you going to give to corporate America for free? You understand what I'm saying? When are you going to give those hours to you? When are you going to give those hours to your kids? When are you going to give those hours to your future? It is so possible, Annette. You can do this. Everybody can do this. So make a strong commitment, man, without permission. Just you and God. It's just you and God. It's just you and God. And then understand that when you're running the business, there might not be a lot of people around you. There were so many times when I'm going to the office on a Sunday, making calls. My whole family, my sisters or whatever, they're at home. They're chilling, watching TV, eating Sunday dinner. My husband's at home watching football. You understand what I'm saying? When you decide to run a business, especially if you're the lead agent, it's gonna be you, darn it. Shay, I don't know what kind of call you want this to be, but darn, I'm hoping that I'm talking to some woman on here. It's gonna be you. You're gonna be running this business. So don't look back, oh my gosh, I want my husband to be making calls with me. He might not be making calls with you. But you know what? You were given the responsibility. The task is in your hands. And if God thought that he could have done it, then God would have given the opportunity to him. But darn it, God gave it to you. You understand what I'm saying? So you pick it up and you go to work. When it gets hard, you play harder, baby. Hard work never kill nobody. When it gets hard, reach out to a mentor. When it gets hard, pick up a book. When it gets hard, drop to your knees. When it gets hard, you don't ever quit. You don't ever quit. Because quitting is the most selfish thing that you can ever, ever, ever do. Okay? So you pick up and you do what you got to do. You build strong. It is so darn possible. I am so proud to be in business with every single woman on here. You guys are phenomenal. Raise up, baby. Raise up, baby. Stand up, baby. Stand up, baby. You got this. Don't be afraid to let go of the darn job. Don't be afraid to let go of your fears. Don't be afraid about what people gonna say about you. Who gives a crap what they say? They're gonna talk anyway. Let them talk. But while you talk, I'm stacking my dough. You know what I'm saying? While you talk, my family's better. While you're talking, I'm just move my zip code. Keep talking, baby. Be strong, man. God gave you a job. So I'm going to ask everybody to get up and do the job that God called you to do and free your family, because I promise if you don't, they're going to remain financially enslaved forever. Thank you guys so much. And Shay, I'm going to swing it back over to you, baby.
Woo!
You got it, girl, you got it. Hey. You got it, girl, you got it. Yeah. Pretty little thing, you got a bag and now you wildin'. You just took it off the line, no mileage. Way they hitting you, the DM looking violent. Talking while you come around and now they silent. Blew the coupe at 17, no guidance. You be staying low, but you know what the price is. Ain't never got you know it being modest. Poppin' shit, but only cause you know you poppin', yeah. You got it, girl, you got it. Hey.
I'm trying to tell y'all, if you ain't think you had it before now, y'all better know you got it, y'all. You got it. And so, y'all, I'm super duper excited about the women that were on here together. Did y'all enjoy this meeting? Now, y'all know we got one more this next week, but did y'all enjoy this meeting tonight? Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, man, I'm super excited. I'm over here, like I said, my pen, look, I don't know if a pen can get dull, but y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, man, I'm learning so much more. And you just, man, I promise y'all convicted me, but bless me at the same time. And so, y'all, we're going to play this video because I just got to, man, honor these amazing women who are winning in business, y'all. Again, drop that fire in the chat. And, man, we're going to get this thing rocking. Uh-oh, it's not playing. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. You just got to play. You can't play them games. Oh no, we're gonna have to play it from my phone then. Okay, so hold on. Let me just pull it up on this other device. Look, the technical difficulties, be trying it, but it ain't gonna happen today.
Like we always do at this time, I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma put it down.
Hey. Welcome to the good life. With the CLD, won't even get pulled over in they new V. The good life, let's go on a living spree. They say the best things in life are free. The good life, it feel like Atlanta, it feel like LA, it feel like Miami, it feel like NY, summertime shy.
Now throw your hands up in the sky.
So I roll through good, y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood, Ferrari. And she got the goods, and she got that, I got to look sorry. Yo, it's got to be, cause I'm seasoned. Haters give me them salty looks. Larry, 50 told me don't hear, switch the style up. And if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up.
You know I love music. And every time I hear something hot, it makes me want to move. It makes me want to have fun. But it's something about this joint right here. This joint right here, it makes me want to, let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. Feel free right now, go do what you wanna do. Can't let nobody take it away from you, from me, from we. No time for moping around, are you kidding? And no time for negative vibes, cause I'm winning. It's been a long week.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed that amazing video. And so y'all, we gonna end it off. We just gonna take 3 questions, okay? Just 3 people to ask a question for clarity, and then we gonna get off this thing tonight. And so I'm a spotlight my speakers. And so who has a question for our speakers? You can raise your hand in the chat. I mean, over on the side. And let me do my spotlight. Let me add my spotlight over here. All right. So any question, you got to be a regional leader or above. Okay. You can't be a rep. Okay. So all right. So we gonna start it off with our hostess, with our MC for the night, and our co-MC. Okay. And DJ, y'all. Y'all throw some fire in the chat for the DJ for the night. Miranda was tearing it up, y'all. Okay, she did the dang thing. And so Miranda, I'm gonna let you hop off and ask your questions, and then we'll do Miss Reyes, and then Miss Kobe, and then we'll let Miss Allen ask a question as well.
Yes, ma'am. And so first of all, thank all of you ladies for blessing us tonight, man. I got pages and notes. I had to flip the pages over, find more paper over here at my desk. But my question is more so about y'all's daily disciplines. You know, Coach Key, you talked about that. And I want to know, what are you ladies like non-negotiable, something that you know you got to make happen when you are building your business and pouring into that every single day?
Do we just hop in, each of us? Okay, so I'll do mine first. That's a really good question. As far as having non-negotiables, you guys, so on a daily basis, one, I'm big on inventory of knowing what's going on in your business. And so you should have somebody that you're working with. I'm always active on looking at where my people are. Where are they in the process of them when I recruited them to what they need to get done with licensing? Have we built a list yet? Have I got them in the field? Taking inventory of your people. And I'm big on that because I heard somebody tell me, hey, get 7 to 10 wide, right? As far as having directs, and then go 4 deep. So I need to know what I have going on to see if I'm on track. So on a daily basis, I'm doing that. On a daily basis, I'm taking care of my business because I learned a lesson early in business that it's not just a hustle. We're not just writing sales and not taking care of the back end. So that's something as well. But I'm big on how I start my day, you guys, starting it early, not letting the day get by, making sure that I'm making contact with my people early. Examining my schedule for the day. I should at least have 3 to 5 things. And by 3 to 5 things, I mean appointments going on a day, especially if I'm working with directs. But my non-negotiables are knowing where my people are, what they need, making sure my business is on track, and also having my own personal activity that's going on.
All right, I'll chime in. And similar to Bree, non-negotiables, of course, getting up and being spiritually connected, that is number one. And early in the morning, I talk to every single one of my RVPs every day. That is a non-negotiable. And we have what we call in our organization mental toughness every day. So I check everybody on my team, their mentals. So we're together for an hour, just making sure that their mentals are good. Because with your mind, you win, and with your mind, you lose. And after all of those mentals and connections and everything is done with the RVPs and the team, then we go into the actual business, which is now the point in my business. I make sure that I know everybody's schedule, how many appointments you got, how many Zooms you got, whose Zooms am I jumping into today? Who are we seeing? And just like Bree said, it's about the activity. But not just our activity, but the activity at the organization. I want to know how many appointments my organization, my whole hierarchy has for the day. So it's about activity, but starting with the mentals, myself first, and then the entire organization.
Man, they pretty much summed it up. Every single day in the morning, see, when I take my kids to school, the first thing I do when I get back home, I stay in the car and I look at my business, what happened the night before. I'm looking at my back office. I'm looking at what's going on today. So I do all my back office stuff first thing in the morning. That is a non-negotiable every single day. If I don't do nothing else, listen, I got to look at that back office because I need to know what's going on, what's about to happen, what happened, because we can make a whole lot of money, but we want to keep the money that we're making. And then as every single day, I'm making sure I do something, right? I'm either going to get some new inventory, I'm going to do an interview or a kitchen table appointment, or I'm fast starting to recruit, or I'm doing some activity with my recruit, getting them some activity. If we didn't have anything today, I'm saying, hey, hop on this Zoom with me, call on the phone. Hey, who can we go and see? So it's really about doing something every day. And I'm really big right now on consistency. You may not do a whole lot in a day, but I'm really huge right now on doing something every single day to move your business. Whether you got new names, you presented to somebody, you added somebody to the team, you helped the family. And what's going on is my team is seeing me do that. And so hopefully it's going to catch, right? So more of them will start being more consistent on a daily basis and doing something. But the back office is non-negotiable. And I'm going to do something in my business every single day.
Big deal, big deal, big deal. All right now. So we have Miss Reyes. I don't want to pronounce her name wrong. So you can come on here and introduce yourself, because I promise you. And tell us your level, who is your RVP, and where are you from?
I am from Indianapolis, Indiana. I am part of the Dream Painters hierarchy with Kent Preston. I'm a regional leader. I've been in the business for 7 months. Man, so what kind of intrigued me so much tonight is hearing Breanna speak those affirmations. So we hear it, but I ain't never heard nobody do it like that. So it's like, I wanted to see if she could repeat those as far as my question.
Jay, you want me to repeat them here? You want me to send them out? I can.
Just
Okay.
spit them for me one more time.
I got y'all. Look, okay. So the one I said earlier was, I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. My bank accounts haven't experienced the abundance that God has in store for me yet. I will move my community. I will change my family. I will kick down barriers that were designed to hold me back. I will lead effortlessly, gracefully, fiercely, and with confidence. I will grace stages that were not designed for me. I will lead masses of women to success and financial independence. God made no mistakes when he made me. I think like no other, plan like no other, understand like no other. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I walk with all the strength of the Father. I walk with all the authority of the Father. My Father fights for me. There are rooms prepared for me that I don't know exist yet, and my name lives there. There you go, boo.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ooh, girl, I be feeling that in my spirits, okay? Come on, next up, we got Miss Sandra Allen.
There it is. All right. Thank you, ladies, so much. I really enjoyed that. This was absolutely amazing and needed for my business. Again, I'm Sandra Allen, regional leader out of the GGN Goldsmith Global Network, Next Level. My coach is Chris Vaughn. And my question is, how do you keep new people engaged in the business, your new recruits engaged? Give them some results quick.
Go ahead, baby.
Get them some results early. You know, they're like a new baby. That's how you got to look at it. Like, you got to think about, I don't know if you have kids or not, but when you first had your baby, you were so attentive. Every time they make a little noise, oh, what do they need? You know what? That's how you have to be with the new recruit. You have to be very attentive, answer all their questions, and you got to kind of coddle them a little bit. But if you get them some success quickly or early, then I think that it'll help them to stick around a little bit longer, or just have, you know, conversation on a daily basis. Show them that, you know, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. I had a new associate last week. She asked me, you know, because we were on a call and she was going through some stuff, and I was on the call where I was like, you know, yeah, and I'm just talking to her. But she asked me at the end of the conversation, she said, do you do this for everybody? And you know what I told her? I do. Yeah, I do. You know, because they're new, they need a lot. And so you got to pour into them. Now, whether or not they stick after you got to do, all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. Whether they stick around after you did everything that you could do, then that's, you know, that's up to them. That's between them and God, you know. But I think that being very attentive and getting them success early on is really what locks them in. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. I think what Tekeya said is spot on. So the new recruit becomes your BFF, but you got to make sure that you get a BFF under them, okay? Because people gonna quit. Don't fight the numbers. They're gonna quit. It is what it is. But you gotta, you hear it over and over, you gotta fall in love with the numbers, not the people. If you get too emotionally tied to the people, you're really going to, I mean, you're gonna get burned out. You're gonna think, oh my gosh, everybody is quitting. People gonna quit. But you gotta get them one who get one, who get one, who get one. You drive that 4 deep. If you can drive that sucker, can I say sucker? If you can drive that leg 4 deep within a week, trust me, the right people gonna stay excited and they're gonna stick around. You could pamper them with baby powders and put perfume and put ribbons in your hair and talk about everything and be friends with them. But at the end of the day, what gets them moving and what grows your business is get one that gets one, that gets one, that gets one, and drive it 4 deep as fast as possible.
Thank you.
Awesome. Man, I'm so glad I get to watch these over and over again. And so, y'all, I have a question that came in to me in the chat that someone wanted to ask you, Kameka. And the question was, what are some of the things that you're talking to your RVPs about, and I guess daily?
2 years ago, we went to this was a big thing in our hierarchy. We went to the ALC, and I kept telling my RVPs, can't believe you guys, I'm like one of the only council members who does not have a council members. This is just so embarrassing. I became so dramatic. We need to have council members. I'm a drama queen. So I used to talk to my RVPs about becoming council members, the importance of actually making over $200,000 a year in income. So we talk about that. And I mean, lo and behold, like a year and a half later, we're now up to 4 council members, just like that, because what you're focused on is what's going to grow. So we're focused on producing council members. Right now in our hierarchy, we're focused on building $100,000 earners in the base shop. We just popped out our first $100,000 earner in the base shop. So we're talking to them about setting records. That's a big thing for us. We got to set records. How fast can we get $100,000 earners? How fast can we get $50,000 earners in the base shop? Who's going to be the first one to promote an RVP in 6 months? Who's going to be the first one to become an SVP? So we talk about leveling up and getting our people to level up through building, of course. Hope that answers the question.
Yes. She's good. Okay, so y'all, I'm super excited, y'all. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all talk to y'all? I'm gonna want y'all to expand on that as well, and then we done. So Breanna, Tekeya, because y'all both have RVPs as well. So answer that same question.
It's pretty similar. I love how I'm taking notes on y'all too. So I love how she said, setting records and keeping things in front of them. But goal setting. So we have meetings now. I haven't been doing it every single day. And that's one thing I like about Kameka, saying she checking mentals every single day to make sure where her people are. But with our RVPs, it's goal setting. It's what's the goal right now, right? What's the next milestone? And then taking track of where they currently are. I'm also doing one-on-ones with, I love how Tekeya was talking about the importance of back office, because it's one thing to make the money, but baby, you got to be able to keep that money. And some of the things that I learned, they're not gonna have to go through. Right. So it's leadership conversations, because one thing I've realized, our coach helped us a lot. It was a lot that he learned, and he comes and say, hey, I already experienced that. Let me tell you what's getting ready to happen, or I witnessed, the mindsets that might be going on, and being able to coach them through leadership. Because the truth is, none of us knew what we was doing when we came here. This was, we was all figuring it out as we went. And so leadership conversations, goals. We're not going to just set goals at the beginning of the month and not hit them. If we don't hit them, we got to understand why, and then take action on why. Maybe we got to correct some stuff. Maybe we got to be, honest about our activity. But just giving them the builder's mindset. Hey, we made it to RVP, but RVP isn't the final goal. There's more to it than that. We got one, look, I don't even want to say mine because Kameka, baby, she got all of them. Look, we don't have no council members yet. We got one $100,000 earner and 3 50K earners. And so for each of them, it's them hitting their next milestone and what it looks like to really build a business to do that and be able to sustain it. So when you hit it, I want you to be able to keep it. But it's anything that they need, Shay. You know, your RVPs, they're in the same business as you. They're building a business. They're really trying to understand what it is. So the relationship's got to be there on a family and a friend level. But then at the same time, is I'm gonna push you because I know what you're made of and what you're capable of, and I'm gonna be that accountability and that red flag partner for you.
Man, y'all summed it up. You know, it's about, okay, what are we doing today? I know we talk on a daily basis. How much new inventory have you gotten today? We fight to have our vice presidents make sure, are you adding 7 to 10 new contacts every single day? Who are you field training? How many people are you field training right now? Because you want to be field training at least 3 to 5 people as an RVP. You know, 3 to 5 people that you're field training right now. When's the last time you promoted a district? And these are just the things that we keep in front of them. You know, we had all of our vice presidents got the 50K watch, but Shay, who was one of our first generation RVPs, we got a council member. Look, we coming, baby. But look, there's more to come, okay? But we're just talking to them about growth and, you know, how many districts have you promoted recently? Because we know that you can't promote any RVPs if you're not even promoting districts. And so the focus is, we got to get you 3 RVPs in this next year. We got to get you 3 RVPs. So in leading up to, you know, because you got to RVP, but listen, they say you're not an RVP until you promote an RVP. So let's focus on, okay, how can we help you get some RVPs? You made it, now it's time to bring somebody with you, right? And so that's really the gist of it. And just keeping those things in front of them, keeping the main thing.
Awesome. And I know we're supposed to be getting up off of here, but I got a question. My question is the last question. How do y'all create competition in your base shops and I don't have RVPs yet, but I will this year. Okay. Who in my base shop on the way? I already know. They coming. But how do y'all create competition amongst your RVPs, but also in your base shop?
Were you going, Tekeya? You good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We get real creative, y'all. We have fun with the competition. One thing we realized early on is that competition drives everything, because we came in on competition. And a lot of people like winning and they like their names being called. And so you got to find creative ways to do that. So some examples, like right now we're in the middle of March Madness and we do that as a hierarchy. So that's the entire We Are Monroe hierarchy, all of the RVPs. That's a large scale one where people are going head to head for like 3 to 4 days. And, you know, the winners getting a dinner in a hotel and some cash. And we got like 4 winners in that, but everybody's fired up and it keeps the momentum going all month long. So that's a hierarchy competition. For our RVPs, our through first, we do competitions with them too. We have a quarterly event, a fast start school, and, you know, they get bragging rights on the biggest base shop throughout the 4 months. They get the free hotel at the event. Don't have to worry about that. We deck their hotel room out with everything. In the base shop, we do competitions, different ones. I've done one for ladies before. I hit them with like a 4 or 5 day competition. It was quick. And the top producers, I took them out to get their nails done and out to eat. Right. And so just different things to keep people going, because we are building a business, but it needs to be fun at the same time, right? You got to be accomplishing something, you know, throw a trophy in there somehow. But we come up with competitions. To answer your question, we come up with all kinds of competitions to keep our people excited and going after something. And apparently I got to run the nail salon and dinner back. I got my one of my regionals in the chat right now, but we do a lot of everything just to keep them moving.
All right. So similarly, I don't know if you want my answer, Shay. It's a little bit different. It's probably a little bit controversial, but in my base shop, especially before the pandemic, when we were, you know, not on Zoom, now we're kind of hybrid, but people would compete not to lose more than they would compete to win, because it was all about not losing, because the losers get rewarded, okay, but they didn't want the reward that they got. So we've done so many creative things in the base shop. I mean, we've built like boxing rings in the middle of like the front of the room. and we would have like boxing gloves and everything, and they would come up and they're like, actually, but it's their numbers that they're fighting against. We've had stuff where I physically bought like little handcuffs on Amazon, like you're handcuffing your dreams. Congratulations to XYZ who did not do a 5x5. They handcuffed their dream. Come on up and get this handcuff. Nobody wanted to come up and get the handcuff. We've actually had the toilet competition where you're number 2, you know what happens to number 2, here you go take this toilet. So this just been, it's controversial, okay? That's just how my base shop is. They fight not to lose. Nobody wants to lose. It's crazy. I remember in those days, we were like $100,000 base shop, highest base shop is like 189,000 premium, but we ran the numbers up because nobody wanted to lose, okay? So, and that is throughout the entire hierarchy. So the RVPs, the base shop, everybody is the same thing. You're gonna get this toilet, you're gonna get all this stuff. We had the chicken, you know, like, you know, we bought those little rubber chickens. So it's a whole lot of fun, but nobody wanted to get those things, okay? So they fight more for that. Here on Zoom now, we do a lot of, every day we have a competition, every single day. And the award might just be something like a $50 Zelle to somebody who's in Florida or something if they do XYZ. So we come up with a whole bunch of creative things, but mostly not to lose.
That's awesome. Cause I promise you, I hate losing more than I like winning. I love winning, but I hate losing. I love my coaches because they would do a little bit of both. Okay. We didn't get pied and feathered. Okay. I ain't never got
Shay, you said it before me. I was like, oh, that sound like something we did, right? We used to do pies in the eyes. Listen, we even had an RVP that had to cut all her hair off. You hear what I'm saying? Like some crazy competition. Okay, you hit this number, you don't hit your number. Kind of like what you said, you know, but we did pies, we do. But listen, we run all type of incentives, you know, to invoke some competition and some rewards and recognition. We bought red bottoms, trips, all types of stuff. You know, we put it on the table just to incent our people to go and chase after what they said they wanted to do. And one of the things like now that we do for our vice presidents, we run an incentive where, listen, you hit certain numbers. When the hierarchy does it, listen, you get a discount on office rent, or you might not even have to pay no office rent this month. And so it's just different stuff depending on the level of competition. So like right now in the base shop, how I'm invoking competition is I'm personally competing with everybody in my base shop. Right? They know they don't want to lose to me. They always say it like, oh, it's the privileged kid, you know, it's like, well, why does she have to? I'm not going to lose to the senior vice president. And so I just talk noise. We talk noise. I'm a basketball player. Listen, so I'm going to talk noise to you all day. I'm talking noise. Oh, okay. It's you look good from up here. You know, that's me looking down on the leader sheet at you. So it's just anything. And they hate to, like y'all said, they hate to lose more than they probably want to win. So it's just all types of fun things, all type of stuff.
Woo, yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is all types of stuff. And I appreciate it because yes, I'm gonna win whatever they got. Okay. I love keeping my coin. There's more money in my pocket. Okay. And I'm gonna run away from whatever. I only got pied once in the base shop. Okay. I ain't been pied or feathered since. Okay. And I'm always walking away. I'm walking away with the MV, and I ain't had to cut my hair off. It was already short. But I'm gonna tell y'all, she didn't go bald. Okay. She just had long hair. She just had to cut it to a little short dude, but she looked like a boss when she got that haircut. I'm trying to tell you. And so, y'all, this is the announcements I want to give, and we are done. Y'all, I'm super excited, y'all. So this was the event we just had tonight. Y'all, did y'all enjoy this? I pray that y'all enjoyed this event. Y'all, this is the first one that we did this month, man. $580,000 earner, $350,000 earner, y'all. One from Philly that's in Texas, and one that's all the way in Florida, y'all, killing it. And then we had this boss chick last week, okay, $700,000 earner, Michelle Durham, with her women RVPs, y'all. And so I'm gonna tell y'all right now, look, we need to run this back and make sure everybody can get on here with their RVPs, right? But y'all, this is the one right here. This is the last one of the month, y'all. You can use that same link, okay? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be changing the date Okay, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be here, baby, good. Plug this up. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be changing, not the date, but the time, the date. I'll be putting a new date on there. So tomorrow morning after 8 a.m., you will have the ability to go ahead and register. Y'all, we got to know how many I need to know. Look, I would love to increase my Zoom to 1,000 next week, okay? And because y'all, this is going to be ongoing next month, okay? In April, we're going to be having a Zoom that's a partnership Zoom, okay, guys? So we're going to be having multiple people who are co-CEOs in this business. Come pull this up. Who are co-CEOs in this business, y'all, coming on Zoom and talking to you all about how to win big, right, with a partner. But y'all, also you need to know that y'all, the partnership ain't just gotta be with somebody that you're married to. It could be with your sister, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your granddaddy, right? My other SVP is partners with her granddaughter, right? But just building a partnership, having that support system in business. So that's next month. And then we'll have a Men Who Win, okay, conference as well, y'all. So I'm excited about this. So y'all just stay tuned because we're always, and follow me on social media, okay? Shay Bun Nix on Facebook, because I'm always posting our next upcoming event. So I'm excited. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this event tonight. And y'all have a great night. Let's end the month off strong. I hope y'all gonna be at the ALC this week. Make sure y'all stop these boss chicks and speak, and hey, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Y'all have an amazing night.
You got it, girl.
Shop now for Michael's lowest prices of the season.
Up, shout it. What it do? Yeah. Now, pimpin'. Oh boy. What y'all know about a supermodel? Fresh out of Air magazine. Buy her own bottles. Look, pimp juice, I keep it running. Bad than a mother. Oh, now you're a bad girl. Baby, if you're a bad girl. Players, when you see me, act like you know me. I keep $1 worth of dimes. You know pimpin' ain't easy. For all my chicks in the club, who knows how to cut a rug. If you're a bad girl, get at me, bad girl. Work me, baby, shaking it the way I like. I'm ready to be bad. I need a bad girl. Say yeah, get at me, bad girl. What sexy ladies coming on with me tonight? I'm ready to be bad. I need a bad girl. Bad, baby, get at me, bad girl. Now I've seen a lot of bras, you know, all on one accord. Everyone look the same, but take a look at my dame. My dame. Show she take that hypnotic Alizé. There ain't much more I can say, but I need a bad girl. Bad girl. Yeah. Bad girl. Got one thigh on the bar now. Chick need a drink on the floor now. Look at them bad girls moving it, making faces while they doing it. I wanna take one to the restroom. So close, I'm smelling like your perfume. If you're a bad girl, get at me, bad girl. Work me, baby, shaking it the way I like. I'm ready to be bad. I need a bad girl. Say yeah, get at me, bad girl. What sexy ladies coming on with me tonight? I'm ready to be bad. I need a bad girl. Bad, baby, get at me, bad girl. Give me one of them. Give me one of them. Give me one of them. One of them. Give me one of them. Give me one of them.
got what you're looking for. Come see me in the VIP. It's very necessary to be the kind of girl for me. If you are, then baby girl, let's leave. Work me, baby. Boogie, baby. Shaking it the way I like. Ooh, shake it, baby. I need a bad girl. Say yeah. Get at me, bad girl. What sexy lady. Coming on with me tonight. I'm ready to be bad. I need a bad girl. Bad, baby. Get at me, bad girl. Give me one of them. Get me one of them. Give me one of them. One of them. Give me one of them. Give me one of them. Oh, 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 oh. Get at me, bad girl. Mama, give me one of them. Get me one of them. Give me one of them. Get me one of them. Give me one of them. Oh, 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 oh. Get at me, bad girl. Mama, give me one of them. Around the world. Yeah. Get bad, girl. I wanna see you. If you hear me, get at me, bad girl. Around the world. Yeah. Stay bad, girl. I wanna see you. You hear me, get at me, bad girl.
Do two W-2s
All right, everybody. Y'all have an amazing night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usher Raymond,
Yeah.
Thugger,
Yeah. Yeah.
go right up.
Yeah.